My Hero Academia has started an epilogue. It's time for the latest news out of Japan. Most battle shonen reach a certain ending after the final boss has been defeated by the main hero and his friends. But for My Hero Academia, things got a bit complicated with the release of the most recent chapter. The battle against All for One and Tomura Shigaraki has finally concluded, as Izuku Midoriya, along with the surviving heroes, deliver the decisive blow that led to the villain's ultimate defeat. The latest manga chapter confirms this, signaling a new phase for Deku and Japan to recover from the recent turmoil. The series has now entered a special epilogue arc with its 424th chapter, published in this year's 27th issue of Shueisha's weekly Shonen Jump magazine. Creator Kohei Horikoshi mentioned in the author comments that while story conclusions are typically short, he cannot end the manga immediately after the enemy's defeat. Therefore, the manga will continue for a short while and return to its title. Chapter 424 of My Hero Academia lays out the epilogue's plans in its final 2 pages. Deku reflects on the need to go beyond to restore peace, with glimpses of himself, Bakugo, Shoto, and Ochako. The chapter also shows the ruined UA Academy building and teases a follow-up on Spinner, the last surviving member of the League of Villains, with scales left behind from his monstrous war form. Additionally, there are hints of narratives involving other characters like Momo Yaoyorozu, Tenya Ida, Eijiro Kirishima, and Denki Kaminari, as they all start to rebuild their lives. Naturally, fans all over the world have been buzzing about Horikoshi's decision. This is the anime manga community after all, so of course there are a bunch of fans who have taken to the internet to express their hatred for this epilogue idea. One of them said, "Well, Horikoshi was mentored by the great creator of Naruto, so of course not knowing when to just end the story already comes with that. Feels like Inuyasha all over again." There have been a lot of similar comments that label this epilogue as an unnecessary extension of the story, but none of these comments are actually reasonable. My Hero Academia has always been a series which focuses on showcasing the growth of its main characters, so an extended ending that gives proper closure to each of their stories and shows how the world rebuilt after a grueling war is an absolutely brilliant direction for the story. Thankfully, the majority of My Hero Academia fans understood this as they continue to express how supportive they are of the story's new path. A fan on X had this to say about it: "This is the most excited I've ever been for an epilogue. Hori wanted a longer story beyond the war, and the possible developments that could come leave me with a strong feeling of anticipation. Glad to see that the series will get the fleshed out ending it deserves." There are a lot of things that fans are looking forward to seeing in this extended story, such as Ochako confessing her feelings to Deku, which fans are already beginning to parody because of his new hairstyle. There's also the tragic situation with Dabi, who's now on life support, getting some final words from his dad Endeavor and the rest of the Todoroki family. Speaking of fathers, there's also a possibility that Deku's father would show up at some point in the future chapters, since Horikoshi himself said it could happen. Although no official information has been released on how long this epilogue phase would last, fans have speculated that minimum of 10 chapters would be ideal. In other news, Demon Slayer broke the internet with an anime original episode.